Hello and welcome to Anime Out of Context, the show where I attempt to explain the sometimes weird, sometimes wonderful, but always hilarious world of anime.
And talking is a free action.
I'm Shaun Rollins.
I'm Remington Chase.
Alright, Remington. I'm in the mood for a little bit of sci-fi fantasy, personally. Definitely just a complete coincidence, considering our brief answer. So today I've got an anime lined up that is way more fantasy, but does have the sci-fi vibes to it.
Okay, all right.
What are your thoughts on the mixing of sci-fi and fantasy?
I think that I think it's fine. I'm not a purist by any means. I tend to be a little bit more sci-fi than fantasy. In the media that I consume. Like neither is necessarily my go-to, but I've watched a lot more sci-fi than I have fantasy in my time.
I mean, yeah, like, whereas I consume heaps of both, you definitely lean harder into the sci-fi subgenre of things.
I think because sci-fi, it's more likely, not to say that fantasy can't, but it's more likely to intersect either with the horrific or alternatively the sort of like very philosophical and conceptual side of things.
A lot more big picture questions rather than dragons and magical spells, essentially, is what you're
at least if we're talking about more traditional Tolkien fantasy, because like a lot of people would classify just horror as a subcategory of fantasy, which it can fit there, but it's just easier to more clearly delineate the two.
Yeah, like when we're talking fantasy, we are just talking like might.
If we want to sort of delineate fantasy from the fantastical, you know what I mean?
Yes, because like you could stretch the term of fantasy just over any amount of media, and it could theoretically fit.
You could call Groundhog Day a fantasy, and that wouldn't make any goddamn sense.
Unless your fantasy is Very Dark Times with Bill Murray.
Well, hey, now on second thought.
Well, you know. And for folks who do want, like, dark fantasy is a genre that exists, just so people know.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the amount of people that talk to me about, like, Souls-like games, for example, that's some dark fantasy stuff right there. You get your fantasy, you get your horror, you get your existential questions. That's what you get.
Horror can meet with traditional fantasy. I think it's just more likely to show up in sci-fi.
Correct. And get a lot more existential in sci-fi.
Yes.
You know, mouths and screaming and all that nonsense. But Rem, alas, we're not getting into the horror end of the spectrum this time around. Today I've just got a very straightforward action-adventure fantasy sci-fi thing for you. And it's an anime that is called Eden's Zero.
Okay, all right.
Have you heard of it?
Is it perhaps the prequel to Re?
Oh yeah, Eden then Re. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes loads of sense. Oh god. No, Rem, they couldn't be more different, if I'm being honest with you. The only thing they kind of have in common is, like, fantasy elements. But, you know, that is, like we just said, incredibly broad. That doesn't really narrow it down all that much. That, and I suppose the protagonist has black hair. Like, if you want to get, like, in the nitty-gritty details and want to...
I swear to God, if the protagonist is a bland bitch protagonist, but it's like, no, but he has a laser sword. It's way different. It's way different, guys. It's not the same old shit. It's just a regular swordsman. It's a laser sword. That means he's a completely original character.
He doesn't have a laser sword, I'll tell you that.
Thank God.
Yeah, no. Let me just give you, like, a rundown of it. It is primarily about our main character, Shiki Granbell, and he's more or less an orphan, and has spent most of his life kind of on his own.
All right, we're going down the checklist.
But he's lived most of his life in an abandoned amusement park.
Okay, all right. Fun twist. Fun twist.
Yeah.
I always throw an amusement park at me and I'll start listening.
Yeah, I figured you might. And because of that, what are you going to do at the time is tinker around with the machines that are in the amusement park. And he's essentially just biding his time and his loneliness by playing around with machines in this giant abandoned amusement park. And that all changes when he's visited by Rebecca Bluegarden, really nailing the names here, if you couldn't tell.
Yep.
And her pet cat, who are more or less...
Does the cat have a name?
The cat does have a name.
What the fuck is the cat's name?
Oh, you'll learn it. Why would I take that pleasure away from you, Rem?
Do you just not know, or is the cat's name gonna be some inappropriate shit?
The cat's name is actually a slur, funnily enough.
Lovecraft, no!
Damn it, beat me to it. I was about to say that Rebecca was Lovecraft's kid, funnily enough. No. Nothing like that. It's just better if you experience it first and foremost, because I'll tell you right now, it was unexpected for me when I first watched it.
Okay.
I can't spoil everything in this first part.
Sure.
But I will tell you, it is a blue cat.
Hell yeah.
There you go. And they are in the process of essentially planet hopping, doing what I can only call the fantasy sci-fi equivalent of urban exploration.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, trying to capture videos and genuinely trying to make content in this fantasy sci-fi world.
Yeah.
When they do stumble upon Shiki, who, as you might imagine, is a little freaked out because there are people here and he hasn't seen people in how he can't long. And essentially what ends up happening is one thing leads to another, which you'll see, and they can no longer stay on that planet, and Shiki essentially has to go with Rebecca and essentially embark on a planet-hopping space sci-fi adventure due to the threats that are now threatening them. Classic hero's journey type stuff.
Sure.
And that is basically all you need to know about it so far. I can tell you the name of the author who wrote it, but I don't think that's going to do anything for you because I don't think I've probably mentioned it before, but the chances of you remembering it are slim. Let's try. Do you ever remember me telling you about Hiro Mashima?
Oh, all the time.
All the time? Yeah. What are some of the other works that he's worked on that I've told you about?
Oh man, we can't forget about it.
Yeah. Yeah. But they're so distinct and unique, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Man, you'd think it would be only a matter of time before we covered one of his works on the show, yeah?
I would predict a generic, well-acclaimed shonen, and then another more niche, weirder one.
Fascinating. Interesting. And do you remember in the Elfen Light episode when I said that there was another show that we could cover by the same author? You remember when we talked about that?
Yeah, I do.
Don't worry, it's not this one.
All right, that would be wild.
Nor is it the same author. I just figured I'd scare you a little bit. No.
Jesus Christ.
I will say we have covered one of his things before, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because I want to see if you can figure out what it is just by watching the show.
Just see if I can vibe it out.
Yeah, and it'll be very interesting to me if you can.
I'll tell you right now, if it has not been in the past year, my odds go way the fuck down.
Well,
we'll see.
We will have to see. So I think without further ado, let's just go straight into it. Let's go watch some Eden's Zero.
Hey y'all, we are coming up on the 12 days of April Fools, and that also means it is time for our yearly charity drive sponsored by our friend Farmer Weeb. Rather than selecting a specific anime, like our patrons have done in the past, they've crowdsourced a list of options in one of the patron channels on our Discord, from Midori Days to Bakemonogatari. They will all be plugged into the almighty wheel to determine Remington's fate. For each patron, from each tier, not just those that get read during our outro, that changes their name to include the word wheel, Farmer Weeb will be donating $3 to the Trevor Project. But that's not all. This year, there's a bonus challenge. If Remington can get 10 answers in a row correct, for a horror movie higher or lower, with 3 attempts allowed, Farmer Weeb will up his donation to $5 per patron. Is Remington better at predicting horror movie scores than anime ones? We'll find out. And now, back to the show.
And we are back after watching the first 5 episodes of the 2021 anime Eden Zero. And tell me, Rem, it's nothing like we've ever seen before, is it?
Oh.
What's that, Rem?
No, okay, obviously it's insanely generic and derivative to a wild degree.
Mm-hmm.
I think you wanted me to guess what it was that I've seen before, and I don't know the name of it.
Okay, give me a description, I'll tell you if you're right.
I'm going to... It's not Konosuba.
No, very much not Konosuba.
But it's...
It is, I'll tell you, it was from...
But, from that description, do you know the one I think I'm thinking of?
Genuinely, Rem, you couldn't be... there's no fucking way you could have, I don't think that's it. You gotta give me more than just, it's like Konosuba, when Konosuba is a parody of isekais.
It's not... no, the one I'm remembering, it feels... It's in a similar mental category as Konosuba, but it's not Konosuba. Konosuba's the only one I remember of the two, but it's some fucking fantasy.
Yeah, it was a fantasy. You're correct.
Fantasy action comedy bullshit.
Mm-hmm. If it helps,
that was popular, but I didn't like it.
Well, I mean, well, tell me, was anything weirdly extra familiar to you? Like, I don't know, specific characters, for example.
I think I saw a cameo, but I don't know more than that.
Oh, it's more than just a cameo, my guy. It's been quite a while, but Rem, this was one of the first 20 episodes we recorded, is what this author worked on.
Okay.
Yeah. The author of Eden Zero is also the author of Fairy Tail.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, not Konosuba.
Not Konosuba, not even close.
Well, I mean, kinda.
Not genuinely, not even close. If you want me to do a revisit of Fairy Tail and Konosuba to prove that to you, I will.
I don't, but...
Yeah. And just for frame of reference, this was the mascot character from Fairy Tail.
Oh.
Seem a little familiar?
Yeah, that, honestly, no.
No?
I caught a different cameo, I think. I caught, a proper cameo, but I don't know what characters, but I'm pretty sure they're familiar. I imagine they're from Fairy Tail.
Hold on, that's actually incredibly interesting. Hold on. Because I am 99% certain that a blue cat shows up in the first couple episodes. Is that not correct?
No, the blue cat, sure, yes. I'm saying the blue cat is in Eden Zero.
Yeah.
As well.
There's the one from Eden Zero.
Sure, yeah.
They are
very prominent.
They are identical characters.
No, yes, I understand that. I was saying it's not familiar as a thing previous.
Really? Oh man, you really hated Happy in Fairy Tail. I'll tell you that much.
I believe it. But no, yeah, there's another cameo.
Okay, I'm curious because these two stories do not share a universe.
Well, let's see. I think I made note of it. One sec.
Okay.
Control F cameo. It's in episode 3 somewhere.
Oh god, yes. Okay, Natsu and Lucy were in the background for a second, and they were cheeky about it. Genuinely, Rem, I blocked it from my memory because this show makes me fucking angry.
I caught that, and I was just like, that's a thing.
It is a thing,
but
yes.
I could not further identify it.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, this is such generic trash. Holy shit. Look, man, they fucking phoned it in. They phoned it in hardcore, all right?
Mm-hmm.
They're just going through the motions with this show.
Oh god. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Because from Eden Zero, this is the third major manga in anime made by Hiro Mashima. Hiro Mashima is best known as the creator of Fairy Tail, which you probably don't remember since it was so long ago when we covered it, but Fairy Tail was a very, like, second string popular shonen anime that young Shaun adored and appreciated and loved. But as he got older and older, he hated it more and more. And then we did our episode on it, and that just kind of drove the final nail into the coffin, more or less, because it didn't respect anybody's time or value or anything like that. Eden Zero is the manga that Mashima started writing right after it, and let me tell you, I started reading it and I gave up 3 chapters in because I was like, oh, he's just doing Fairy Tail again. Just with a different coat of paint. Quite literally, in some of the same paint, because you have Natsu and Lucy and Happy again, just with different names. The characters are basically identical.
Well, and I need to emphasize, even if, because look, it's not like I'm remembering very specifically Fairy Tail, all right?
Yes.
But even if you remove that influence, it's still lazy and derivative just of this style of shonen. Like, it's just, it's so it's painfully unoriginal.
Yeah. And just to put things in perspective for you, Rem. The Fairy Tail manga. There was one manga before Fairy Tail, but only the oldest of the old remember it. And people are going to be insulted that I said that. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Because not everybody remembers Rave from 1999. But Fairy Tail started in 2006 and ran all the way to 2017 with 549 chapters.
Goddamn.
Yep, and then we get into Eden Zero, which is the next manga that he put out. And this one's much shorter. It started a year after, 2018, ran to 2024, and has 293 chapters.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I stopped so early because I read all of Fairy Tail back in the day, and let me tell you, like, it is shocking how identical they are.
Yeah.
It is painfully shocking, and one of the most frustrating things I've, as a former fan of the series, ever had to deal with, quite frankly. And you're going to get a lot of people out there that will try and defend Eden Zero and Fairy Tail. They fail most of the time. And I'm curious to see if you'll be able to point out some of the same things I had issue with. But yeah, this is uniquely bad in how carbon copy it is.
Well, let's besides it being dreadfully generic, let's jump into it and see what other qualities it has, such as low quality. Low quality is the quality.
So the qualities that have are low.
Yes, it is poor. So we open up with a decent scene where we see little child Dushiki and to being taken care of by a couple of robots. We have Demon Lord Robot and Michael.
Yes.
And Michael is an insanely important character. Michael does not do anything.
No.
But for Shiki, Michael is the fucking goat. All right. Michael's the single most. He's the emotional heart of the whole thing. He doesn't do anything. We don't know shit about Michael. All right. We'll get into more issues, but for now, it's a fine scene. It's a fine opener, right? Just looking out into the cosmos, and it's a fine initial setting, a world that is a whole robotic amusement park. Cool. Okay. That's just a good time. All right. I imagine, in my expertise on the subject, it feels like a fun, very like a fun mini arc for One Piece. Where
God.
Just like, look at this robotic amusement park or some shit.
Man, the last time One Piece fans will know, the one time amusement park was involved, it definitely was not as lighthearted. Yeah. Ooh, boy. Ooh. Those who know.
So, Shiki, because to fit the formula of these more contemporary shonen, the protagonist needs a somewhat arbitrary goal that drives them and is the like sole motivating factor. Shiki's is that he wants friends. That's his whole deal. He wants friends. And unfortunately he's the only human on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
We skip forward in time, and a girl arrives at Granbell Kingdom, and she's an influencer. She's a beecuber. Do you get it? Do you get it, Shaun?
Hey, bud, I do, and I hate it. It was given to me, and I want to throw it away, mostly.
And also, here's an annoying thing,
Yep.
all right?
Yep.
And it's an annoying thing generally. If this was made by somebody who doesn't even understand, like, what YouTube is, frankly. Like, they
Hiro
don't
Mashima?
even-
Yeah, no, I don't think he does.
Yeah, he doesn't know, like, how content creation works. It's just sort of like, I will vaguely film everything, and that's video, I guess.
Yeah.
And as well as the fact that later on, it will be established that they don't have many views, all right? This girl, Rebecca.
Yeah.
She doesn't have many views. However, she also will be recognized in the street by multiple people. And that's not how that works. You can't contradict yourself right away. And then furthermore, all right, what kinds of videos does she make? Well, I guess her niche is just putting on cat ears and saying yeah, and that's the whole video.
Mhm.
But then also, the videos we see her making are never that. They're sort of daily vlogs, but not.
Yeah.
It's just occasionally looking at the camera and being like, I'm filming this too, by the way, because that's what I do. And that's how that goes, I guess.
Yeah, that's how content creation works, isn't it?
And it's just like, look, I'm not asking for it to be like insanely in depth, okay? Just bare minimum shit. Bare minimum shit is all I'm asking for. It's the equivalent of like a Law and Order hacking scene where it's like, come on, man, just give even the bare minimum. Why do you have to be so silly about it? But also, it's not that it's satire. It's not that it's a parody. It's just lazy. It's just poorly conceptualized. And it's just clearly it's literally he was amused about Beecuber. And I think that's as far as it went.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she shows up and she's greeted the first guest in 100 years. Which is weird, and I ain't gonna look into it. Whatever.
Look, man, they put a lot of emphasis on how important Michael was. Rem, I just looked it up just to satisfy my curiosity. Would you like to know how many chapters total he appears on, whether in flashback or otherwise?
How many?
Let's see. So 1, 2, 7 out of 220.
Yeah.
And I will note that in one of them it does have him listed as corpse. So man, I hope people who care about the series did not look at his wiki prior to reading the whole thing. Because if they really cared about the series,
arguably we see him die? Question mark?
Yeah, but apparently his corpse makes an appearance in chapter 101. Who would have thought?
That's great. So, she arrives. Eventually, she meets Shiki, and this is the first human that Shiki has seen. So, of course, what does Shiki do? He gropes her. Haha, comedy, comedy. Guys, no, it's funny because he groped the girl.
Man, that seems like comedy from the early 2000s in bad shonen. Wonder where I've seen that before. Fairy tale.
I just feel, when we were talking about City,
Yes.
we talked about well-crafted jokes.
Oh yeah.
And the difference between like people who take comedy seriously and actually consider how the setup and the punchline and the environment, the context, all of these different factors, right? And then lazy humor. And this is basically as lazy as it gets because it's just like, hey guys, he shouldn't be doing that, should he? Are you laughing? Did you find it funny? And the answer is no.
No.
The answer is no, I did not. So at that point, I had the tiniest amount of hope until that point. At that point, I lost all hope.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't like, oh baby, this seems like it's transcendently good. But I was like, I don't know, maybe. I tried to give it a chance, and at that point, I was like, all right, no, it's
Yeah, no. Hey, Rem.
Here we are.
This was a purely selfish pick on my part because I wanted you to suffer like I suffered.
Yep.
That and we got a lot of requests for it. Like ever since like when it originally came out, when it got an anime adaptation in 2021, we got a bunch of messages being like, hey y'all, you should watch this because of how stupidly similar it is to Fairy Tail, and also how like bad and worse it is. Though I do have to emphasize, I don't think it's worse. I think it's identical.
So Shiki he is like, "Will you be my friend?" And she's like, "No, you're a pervert." So he gets rejected. Then they generally party in Grand Bell, and just vibe and hang out. But then they go to sleep, and Rebecca has been captured by the robot lord of the kingdom, and all of the robots, they're ready. And also Shiki's hair has been cut. That's not relevant, but it happened, I guess. It feels wildly unnecessary, but they, they were like, "Look, the long hair isn't marketable. Go back to the exact same haircut when he was a child, all right?"
And the exact same haircut as Natsu.
And it's just
like genuinely, like you put them side by side, and they are identical. One is just pink.
Yeah, I mean it's just the most generic anime protagonist hair, all right? So Rebecca's been tied up and captured by all the robots who are now going rogue. They're all evil and villainous, and you know how they're evil and villainous, Shaun?
Oh, please tell.
Because they're enacting a slave revolt to end exploitation. They're tired of being exploited as tools rather than as sentient entities, and they want to be recognized as the sentient entities they are. And so, as you can tell, that's pretty heinous.
Yeah.
I think, you know,
Yeah,
I just
like true villainy right there, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, looking at story, I'm looking at these story beats from like the 1870s, and which is probably a good place to get these story beats from. And they say a slave revolt is just about the most villainous thing you could ever do. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna maybe these Jim Crow story beats are maybe they hold up. Unfortunately, and you'll be surprised to hear this, in this they don't really work. They don't really work out well. Shocking, I know. And so they're just like, "We're gonna kill her and you, death to all humans." It's look, man, it's it's what an Alabama grandpa thinks the BLM movement was about. All right,
Oh,
that's what this scene is. And then they start attacking Shiki even, and Shiki is so sad because these are all his friends. But then Shiki activates his Super Saiyan ether gear, which, as they say later, it's magic. Genuinely, that's the explanation they go to later. They're like, it's a complicated way of saying magic.
Mm.
So he activates his ether gear, which has gravity powers, but also can kind of just do whatever. And so he enters God mode and wrecks shit and escapes with Rebecca. But then we learn, once they escape, that the robots, they weren't infected by a virus. Rather, they were following the Demon Lord robot's orders to, as soon as a human shows up, we need to get Shiki off the island, off the planet rather, so that he can, live life properly. And apparently the only way to do that is by a fake violent slave revolt. Doesn't really make sense. And also, they play it off like a really emotional point. This is all episode 1.
Yep.
We didn't get a baseline to be subverted, all right? And so every time that Shiki is like, "Oh, Michael, my friend Michael," we don't know Michael. We don't know Michael.
Yeah.
We don't know any of these motherfuckers. We don't even do anything in the environment. It's like, oh, a whole planet that's an amusement park, and they're like, don't worry about it. It's like, oh, that could be a real fun setting for the first act, right? And maybe even like the twist that it was all fake, that might feel more impactful if it was just a couple episodes, all right? Just a couple episodes And where you're also like building character and doing meaningful shit. I'm not saying that it should be slower paced, right? But what I'm saying is you can stretch out the plot points and then within the plot points focus more on advancing characters and developing those. So then the plots can go at a reasonable pace and you also get character development.
Yeah, like genuinely all they had to do was be like, "Hey dog, we can't run forever and we want you to get off this planet and live a real life."
And then you have an emotional scene where like Shiki's like, no, but I can't, really don't want to, blah blah blah. Then you have like Michael comfort him or whatever, and then Michael actually does something. It just I don't know whatever emotions they were trying to get just fell flat as fuck. Also, I need to note, and once again, these aren't things I usually notice. I'm not the audio guy, Dylan's the audio guy, but the music and sound effects, there's generic ass music and fucking stock sound effects.
Correct, yes.
All throughout this fucking thing. They had a budget of $10 for the audio on this fucking anime, and it's once again, it's not something I usually notice because I ain't a choosy bitch. I don't have a high bar. I'm not good at telling what's good and what's not. But when it rings as such generic borderline fucking royalty free music and then I hear stock sound effects later, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yep.
What are we doing, fellas?
Well, it's the same studio that did Fairy Tail, if I'm remembering correctly. And they used a lot of the same sound effects from that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I should clarify. I should probably clarify. I think A1 Pictures did the original run of Fairy Tail, but the what was it? The 100-Year Quest or something like that. Like, yeah. 100-Year Quest was done by this studio, JC Staff, and JC Staff is a studio that has been around since the 80s, and sometimes they do really nice things, but most of the time you can tell that they're from the 80s.
Yeah.
Like JC Staff has some sleeper hits mixed in, but by God, do they have a lot of misses as well.
Yeah, it's just the production value is not good.
Yeah.
So there we go. Shiki has been sent away. All the robots fucking die.
Which, by the way, can we just say how fucking like how serendipitous that it was that exact moment that took them out.
Yeah, they were like, oh fuck, this perfect timing. It kind of implies that they were just like they were kind of ready to go, I guess.
And they were just holding on.
They were just waiting for Shiki to leave, basically.
Yeah.
The whole planet of robots was in fucking hospice care, and they were just like, oh, please, somebody show up, end our suffering. Episode 2, we learn more about Rebecca, and we go to the planet of Blue Garden, where of course there's an adventurers guild. Because why wouldn't there be an adventurers guild? You need more generic slop, right? Adventurers guild. And there's a hologram of Mother, which is this cosmic entity who can grant you a wish. I know, we're stunningly original right now, right? And
Dragon what's now?
and so Shiki's like, wait a moment, I think I've seen her before. And everyone laughs at him. And if I may say, everybody in a public space laughing at the protagonist for just like a comment they make or something they do, that might be the fastest way to make your world feel insanely artificial and flat, right? It's just such a way of being like, no, there's no world beyond our protagonist. Everything is about them. There is nothing else beyond. And so thus everything. It's as thick as fucking cardboard at that point, right? There's no depth. There's no layers. Hey, to reference City yet again, fucking City felt lived in because you'd see glimpses of other things happening, right, within the world, and you're like, oh, there's always more than the perspective I'm currently seeing, and that enriches the experience. But shit like this, you're like, no, there's never going to be anything beyond what is currently on the screen.
Mhm.
And everything will center around Shiki exclusively. And that's
Yes.
just not compelling. I don't worlds like that aren't interesting to me. Asterisk, unless you lean into it and we end up with like fucking Truman Show, all right?
Yes.
If you want to pull a Truman Show, that's a-okay. Dude, a Truman Show isekai might work. It might work.
Oh yeah, I could see it.
Here it is, all right? They've been isekai'd. They don't know that they've been isekai'd. They don't know they're the protagonist of this game, basically.
Yeah.
And so they're just like, wow, it's crazy that all of these protagonist things are happening. They have no idea that it's just like the world is scripted around them, basically. That could work. That could work.
A super meta representation of isekai.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, no, I could dig it. I could dig it. It'd definitely be way better than everything that happens in this anime. God.
Yeah. So,
Gee, like Rem, I can't emphasize enough how much I hate this show.
it's really bad. It's really trash. Let's see. So, meaningless bullshit happens. Who cares?
Want to talk about how Happy the cat is a robot?
I don't give a shit.
Okay, cool. And how do you feel about them using like the mascot character from the previous series 1-to-1 in the sequel series? And you don't know this, Rem, but Happy and Fairy Tail had a full character arc and full like plot relevant actions.
Happy in this, like, he introduces being slightly pervy to Rebecca, but after that is mostly bland as fuck.
Yeah.
Mostly doesn't do anything, which now it makes sense that basically they're just hoping that the existence of Happy is enough and for them to be like,
Yeah.
So that they, I guess, felt like they didn't need to write anything decent for them.
Well, because this is apparently a trend with the author here, because he has 3 major manga. He has Rave Master that ran in the 90s to 05, and then Fairy Tail from 06 to 2017, and then Eden Zero, which we're talking about.
Yeah.
Rave Master might shock you. It was a fantasy adventure manga. Go figure.
Yep.
And the main character of there's a mascot character in Rave, and he's on the cover, and there he is. Might have seen him in the show.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. He shows up.
Yeah, I haven't read Rave, so I can't really attest to it, if there's, like, any real majorness. But in Fairy Tail, he also appears as, like, a little minor spirit that makes cameos from time to time, but all he ever says is, like, plu? Like, doesn't say words, and so he doesn't seem like a character. So in Fairy Tail, it's like, oh, that's a cute little cameo for a weird creature that was a fan in the previous one. And then when he did it again with Happy in the next one, it's like, oh, okay, so this guy just genuinely can't let go of any ideas ever.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And that is wild.
Well, and I think the reason he can't let go of any ideas is because he's incapable of any original ideas. So any ideas he has, he's just going to recycle later because he only knows how to recycle ideas. All of his stuff that I've seen, especially this because it's freshest in memory, even if it's not recycling his own shit, it's just recycling other people's shit. There's nothing that's like, oh wow, how original, how innovative, how different, how unique, how interesting. Nothing. Not a single goddamn thing.
And it's especially bad because I told you at the first half that one of my favorite things is a good combination of sci-fi and fantasy. And we don't get a whole lot of manga like that.
And you don't get it here either. Fuck you.
No, you don't.
Eventually there's these thugs and a big spooky thug with a minigun, but then Shiki activates his ether gear and is easily dominating. But then we see that Happy is a robot and can transform into a pair of guns for Rebecca. And she's able to headshot everybody, but they're the most gentle headshots ever. They're non-lethal. They're ether bullets, which sounds like they would be like extra powerful, but in reality it just means that they're Nerf darts, I guess. I don't know.
Remember how I said I had lots of grievances with Fairy Tail? Genuinely, in Fairy Tail, They never kill anybody ever.
Yeah. What's crazy is this comes right after a flashback to Happy dying, right?
Correct. Yes.
Like Happy's dying is like there's blood
Reincarnated.
on him and it's fucked, and then he has to be rebuilt as a robot. So they show you that, but then they're like, oh, violence? No. We could never. And
Because the man can't commit to anything.
it's very strange to me. And also, of course, Shiki, peak overpowered blind bitch protagonist. He turns on ether gear, he insta wins. We've not seen him struggle a single time in these episodes. Not even a tiny bit. He was punched once, and I think that's about it. He was punched once, he was held on to once, and that is it. But even those, who cared? The punch didn't do anything, the grabbing didn't do anything. Who gives a shit? We go into episode 3, do more at the Adventurers Guild, get Shiki signed up and everything. And there's a more popular B-Cuber. Who cares? They go to a diner that has a bunch of those snowmen rave. They call them dogs. I don't know what the fuck's up with that.
Yeah.
Little snowmen dogs. I don't know
They
what's
call
going
them dogs
on.
in Fairy Tale too.
What the fuck? Why?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
Yeah, they were the representative of the Canis Minor constellation as a little summonable creature. Genuinely, it's probably something in Rave Master that, like,
At some point,
since I haven't read it, yeah, like, I can't
maybe
clarify.
they joke, oh, this is my dog or something, pull a Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, like, a joke from the 90s that they just half-heartedly commit to throughout the rest of it, I guess.
And then they're like, well, we gotta keep that joke. That joke is fucking gold. We'd be leaving money on the table if we didn't call this little snowman creatures dogs.
Yeah, let me, while you're discussing, I'll see if I can figure out the fucking origin of what the fuck Plu is.
Sure. So, the other B-Cuber, they have a new video. We don't see it, but it's like, wow, she makes such good videos. And she's like, it'd be the best video is visiting Mother and getting a wish. So they're like, all right, well, we'll need a better ship. So let's go to planet Norma, where Happy was created. Happy was created by this Professor Wise, and we'll find him. He'll help us out with the ship. It'll be great. They let Shiki handle the controls. He fucks up the landing catastrophically. So the consequences of that is there's the most gentle crash you've ever seen. They're like, hey, our ship isn't good enough. We need to improve it. But then it completely crash lands, and it's fine. Not even a dent. Not even really a scratch. It's A-okay. The consequences to crashing? 0. They go to visit the doctor, find X-ray goggles, where oh my, there's some pervy jokes. Ooh. A man claims to be wise, but he's so much younger. And then we end this episode by cutting 20,000 years into the future, where 2 human corpses are found, and a little cube is found with Eden 0 scrawled on it. That's almost interesting or compelling. That's almost weird and different. It doesn't...
Like, it would have been better if there was stuff leading up to it that could have kept interest beforehand.
And also, it's like, if anything, what I would want it to do is sort of like commit to a big change or something, right? Where you meet a couple people, you're like, oh, these are the protagonists. And then they find themselves in a situation at the end of episode 3 rather than just meeting a guy. And then you cut 20,000 years into the future and you're like, no, this is where the rest of the story is taking place. And you find a way to connect it, and it might be interesting subversion then. It could be interesting. Episode 4, we meet Xiao Mei is our narrator from the future, I guess. And we learned that time doesn't mean much in this. And then we cut back to the time where they are, I guess. So what was the point of that? Fuck you. Wise is suspicious, and then they get ambushed by a guy. Wise is suspicious that they work for this guy Sabir. Shiki saves the day easily. Wise runs away. They learn, what in the world? We're 50 years in the past. So some weird time stuff is going on. There wasn't much of a like catalyst for this. But they slipped through time, I guess. Which once again that could potentially be kind of interesting, but there's just the rest of the writing is so ass that I have no confidence.
All right, I've got an answer for you on Plu.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
All right, so Plu is a weird little guy that Mashima would occasionally doodle and draw before he got his career as a mangaka.
Yeah.
And it's basically what we said. Essentially, it's a running inside joke. Sometimes he walks on all fours like a dog, and it's like, hey, look at that weird dog.
Okay.
Because apparently in Rave Master, which the wiki is...
But also, to be abundantly clear, when they're called dogs in this show, they are not walking on all fours.
No. And I don't... And now, it's been years since I've watched Fairy Tail or read it. I don't think, like, Plu and that ever walked on all fours either. But yeah, and I pulled up the Rave Master wiki to try and get some more information, and hilariously, it lists it as sentienoid/dog.
I'm worried that this creator may be a one-man human centipede Ouroboros.
It's starting to look
just
that
continuously eating his own shit.
Well, we'll know if he makes another manga, and the other little weird robot mascot character in this this manga ends up in that one as well.
Yeah, I mean, and let's get to that little weird robot.
Or it'll loop back around and Plu will be the mascot again.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and don't forget Happy. Don't forget Happy. Happy's in the mix now, too.
I hate Happy so much, man. I hate him so much.
So they meet Wise a little bit later. They learn this is the same professor, but of course just 50 years younger. And he's stolen something from this Sabir. And turns out he thought it was money, but it's actually a chibi robot EMP that god. I don't like its design. I don't like it. It's just a little robot. And we learned it was created in the future. It was created in the main timeline, I guess is the way to say that.
Mm-hmm.
But their thing is they can be a really powerful temporary EMP. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and their name, like, folks, you can't exaggerate how creative their name is.
Oh yeah, but go ahead.
It is EMP no.
Wow.
Have you ever thought of a more creative name for the sentient little EMP drone that is very clearly the next mascot character in his line of unfortunate mascot characters?
It is truly genius. So created from the future, a few possibilities there. I don't really give a shit about any of them, but I got it. Like, it's like Wise or Shiki are obviously top contenders. Also with all this time nonsense, I mean, I gotta imagine that as it turns out, like, Shiki is the one who who ultimately creates Grand Bell Kingdom and visits Mother, and then in some way, whatever wish is able to drop child Shiki there and get them there, or some such bullshit. That's my prediction on that front. That's my prediction for the big profound moment they're going for towards the end.
Oh, would you like me to tell you?
Sure, I don't give a shit. If Dylan wants to censor out possibly major spoilers, he can, but I don't care.
Oh, well, I'm not going to read it, so I can't. I don't know. Like, look, man, if you want me to do it, it's going to take a lot, but fuck me if I'm going to read this again. I gave up after 5 chapters. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, fair enough.
And the episodes you watched, hilariously, do have a good chapter to episode ratio. They do about 10 chapters in 5 episodes, which is a standardly good ratio.
Yeah, man, they just do not let anything sit, do they?
No.
They do not want to develop anything. They panic and run away at the first thought of developing a character relationship, plot, theme, or anything. They're like, no, we introduced it, and that's it. That's all we do.
Yeah, like, genuinely, it seems like it is the anime adaptation is basically 1-to-1 with the manga, with, like, the mantra of adapting, 2 to 4 chapters per episode. And just without cutting things out or expanding on anything or taking any time whatsoever.
Yeah.
So the manga is essentially just a storyboard for the manga, for the anime, rather. And look, I'm going to be honest, I pulled up the manga mid-recording just to skim through some of the chapters. There are so many gratuitous panels of Rebecca.
Oh, yes. No, look, Rebecca exists for one obvious reason in this show, and they are not subtle about it, all right?
Yep. It is painful how identical she is to Lucy in Fairy Tale.
Yeah.
Like, she is the blonde character that is used for haha horny jokes.
I wonder if he has a type.
Probably.
So,
I haven't seen the characters in Rave Master, so I don't know if there's like a 1-to-1 there.
So yeah, not a whole lot more happens. Basically, they face off the sort of like gangster boss and easily defeat him. And they perv on Rebecca some more, and they casually torture Pino. Once again, it's both like on the more fucked up end of things that makes you wonder why they refuse to kill anybody, but also at the same time, it's a moment, if anything, they linger on too much, where it's like, no, I understand, and also, it's before we know anybody's character or anything, nobody's getting character development, and then it's a moment that lingers, and it's like, wow, isn't this fucked up? And I'm like, I don't know who you guys are. I don't know what we're doing here, man. So you're asking me you're pointing something out and being like, wow. And I'm like, okay. Sure. Whatever you say.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And overall, it's just very uninteresting and bad. I do have to ask Shaun.
Yeah.
So Shiki, he has he's got gravity powers with his ether gear that he does use inconsistently. It's shown that he can like fall sideways to go really fast, but then oftentimes he'll just, like in a chase, he'll just run anyway, and it's very lazily done and very strange. But I can't help but make some connections. We ran a tabletop RPG campaign, and you decided to be a gravity boy. And Shaun, this is a no judgment zone. Were you at all inspired by Shiki?
No.
I don't believe you.
Genuinely, like, if you want, like, some of the anime inspirations, I can give you, like, some loose ideas I had from, because, you know, of course I got inspired by some things, but it had nothing to do with Eden Zero, I can guarantee you that. Like, there was a little bit of influence from Pain in Naruto, because he had, one of the aspects of Pain has some gravity powers that are interesting, and genuinely the idea of just gravity magic in general from various other JRPGs and such.
Okay, I'll give you a pass only because I sincerely believe that Eden Zero isn't quite your type of thing. However, it would have been teenage Shaun's shit.
Oh yeah, no. Like, hey dog, if this came out the same time as Fairy Tail, I would have ate this shit up. You kidding me?
And then even if like people were like, it's just Fairy Tail, and you'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, no, like, I don't think I would be tricked, but like some folks to being like, oh yeah, no, this is just Fairy Tail in space.
Look, if they found gold, why do anything give?
Exactly. I would have been all fucking in. It's only as I got older and watched better shows and, you know, started caring more about, you know, the details of fantasy and such that I realized that, hey, this is fucking Garbo. And like us finally doing an episode on it together back when we first started the podcast is what really helped me solidify my opinion on things. Yeah, it was frustrating to say the least. And also, just for clarity's sake, part of the inspiration was very obviously like for that TRPG character. There's also some like light Jujutsu Kaisen and Naruto inspiration based on the background I chose for it, because, you know, like, we knew that going in, though. We knew that going in. I just basically mixed that with some extra weeby anime gravity shit, because gravity powers are cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you
but
go.
you know what's not cool? This fucking anime.
No, God, like, the worst, I think, God, man, if there was a very competent mangaka writer out there, and they had Mashima do the art for it, they could have a chance of being it could have a chance of doing very well, because like his line work is clean, and he has like some okay like shapes that are recognizable and iconic enough, and with the boost of Fairy Tail, it could be good. It's just, God, the writing is so ass and so.
I mean, I'm also not terribly impressed by most of the art or animation. It has some okay moments.
Yeah.
Some of the ether gear
Like,
looks kind of cool, but
yeah.
everything else does look low budget trash.
What I'm saying is, hey, man, give this guy a pen and only have him do the art with explicit, like, basically, what I want, if I was ever to consume any media by this fella willingly, outside of the podcast, it would have to be him only doing art and then literally everybody controlling literally everything else. Because, like, I still can't help but feel the nostalgia vibe when I look at the art for it, but I also still get a pang of anger every time I see it. So, God, I'm suffering, Rem. I'm suffering that this anime exists. But the question I have for you, Rem, is what do you think the weebs think of this one? Because, like, obviously I hate it. But it is by a fella who has one of the more popular, like, B shonen anime out there.
Okay, see, the sort of little hint that I've been given is that many people have been able to identify that it's identical. That's highly derivative, right?
Mm-hmm.
And thus, maybe that is indicative that people are like, come on, really? And then in their mind, that's the only reason it's bad. Even though, once again, even if Fairy Tail didn't exist, that wouldn't make Eden Zero original and good. Like, even if you removed Fairy Tail, this Eden Zero is still unoriginal trash.
Yes.
I think with that in mind, I don't think it's going to get a hate reaction of like below a 7. I'm going to guess 7.39. Right below 7.4 is where I'm going to guess. I think that there will be enough nostalgia, this kind of vibe still a bunch of weebs are suckers for. And weebs love their generic trash. But I think they will find it a little too derivative. It lacks the plausible deniability that the weebs adore. And thus, it's going to be a little bit on the lower end, but not too far on the lower end.
Okay. Well, with a whopping 105,000 ratings from the first season of Eden Zero, because there is a second season as well, is sitting nice and pretty at 7.25.
Okay, all right, okay, that's higher than it ought to be, but in a reasonable range for weebs, honestly.
Yeah.
But it's still too high. It's still just, come on. Come on, weebs.
Yeah, it's oh man. If you ever, hey gang, if you ever want to be angry at somebody after having watched this show, just go into the reviews defending it, and it will throw you off for quite a while. Genuinely, it's a lot of people who be like, hey, a lot of these are very similar, but that's okay. It's like, oh no, you're missing the point. Like, one of the top reviews on Mal is straight up says anybody who's only criticizing it for ripping off as a Fairy Tail ripoff are missing the point, because all of his works are ripoff of everything from before.
and once again, remove all the arguments about unoriginality and all that. It's still just a poorly written show. Mm-hmm. It's poorly paced. The characters have no development. They're not interesting. They're not adding anything. Like, all right, Shiki, he wants to make friends and has superpowers. Rebecca, woman. Is anybody else even worth mentioning? Everybody else has like less than one trait. God damn it.
Yeah, it's rough, buddy. It's rough. And, like, the quote-unquote villain that they've been, like, teasing in these first handful of episodes is just Erza Scarlet from Fairy Tail, but she's bad now. Like, She's a powerful redhead with an eye patch. Like, genuinely, how else what is the most stereotypical way to make somebody look evil? They just missed out on giving her a twirly mustache.
Yeah.
Oh man. Hey, spoilers for the end of Eden Zero. Guess what your prediction was, Rem. 100% fucking correct.
I fucking knew it.
Yeah, no. Ziggy is his future self.
Who the fuck is Ziggy?
His own grandfather.
Okay, it's just a fucking.
He's his own grandpa. Yeah.
I imagine he like creates the Demon King. That's like his special pet project.
Hey, Doc, genuinely, the only reason I know that is because I'm looking at Shiki's character sheet on his wiki, and it does blatantly say, like, if you scroll down a little bit, it's just like, hey, counterpart, future self. It's like, interesting. Yeah, that doesn't really do it. Yeah, the previous Demon King's name is Ziggy, which is just him. So
okay, sure.
Yeah, skull-faced horn guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's honestly, we should have just been having fun at the worldwide amusement park. All right,
Oh yeah, no, like a whole amusement park setting for at least the first arc. Yeah, that would be great. That would have been awesome.
Like first episode, it's just focused on Shiki and sort of like you're establishing the setting, meeting all of these characters, actually give the robots more personalities, right? And then like at the end of the first episode is when you have Rebecca arriving. It's like, holy shit, somebody is here. What the hell? And then the next episode is mostly just meeting Rebecca and sort of like, you know, getting to know each other, getting to know Leyland, introducing this first guest in a while. Episode 3 is when the revolt happens. You can sort of like cliffhanger that episode 2 to episode 3. The revolt happens and it's like, oh, mysterious and weird and what's going on. And then like episode 4 is where it's resolved. Like 4 episodes for that, and you flesh out the characters, you set up the environment more, you set up, please for the love of God, set up our protagonists a little bit more. Give them anything. Please.
Yeah, anything would be better than what I just accidentally stumbled upon. Out of curiosity, I went to chapter 10 and clicked 2 chapters later, scrolled down randomly without reading anything, and this is what I'm greeted with. Hey, Rem, can we just burn this manga? Can we just get rid of it? Can we just throw it away?
Oh my god.
It is the worst. It is the worst. I hate everything about it.
It is so clear why Rebecca exists in this show. Like, she's not adding anything. She's not helpful.
No, she can't even kill anything with her guns.
And even when she was doing that, it's nothing that Shiki couldn't do. Like, it's just... Oh, God, I don't like it. I think it's all trash.
Yeah, oh, hey, I scrolled down a bit. She gets out of it herself. So at least she has the agency to do that rather than just having somebody come and save her. So at least maybe he's progressing a little bit. I don't know. I'm just sad, Rem. I'm sad that this exists. But hey, I'm glad that this wasn't going to be like a dark horse twist where you suddenly became a weird defender of the show.
I don't know how I could possibly get there.
Hey, Doc, I don't think you could. And I didn't think that was going to happen. But sometimes, man, like, sometimes there's like that 1% chance where something weird happens in your head and you say the most out-of-pocket heinous shit. And I just have to come to terms with that. That's just one of his weird little glitch out quirky moments.
I don't know what you're talking about. I nail it every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Eden Zero, one of the worst things ever. God, Hiro Mashima's works are all just very bad. Again, if you're a fan of Rave or /Rave Master, then I'm happy for you. I refuse to read it. I wasted too much of my life on Fairy Tail. I can't do that again. I can't. And this is coming from somebody who loves trashy shonen.
Yeah.
I know my faults. I know them. And this does not scratch that itch. So I guess the final question I need to ask you, Rem, even though I kind of gave away a spoiler that you figured out already. Any chance you want to watch more Eden Zero? You've got,
no,
you got like 45 more episodes to watch.
It's way too many. It's way too many.
Yeah, because I got a second season, and it's like, yeah, hey, people liked it enough. I don't know. I don't think the second season finished the whole story. I think it's just, it came out 2 years later and just probably did a couple more arcs. I don't know, man.
It's not worth it.
It really isn't, man. Like, genuinely, I didn't watch the whole season. I watched the 5 episodes that I figured you needed to watch for this, and that was it. And then me reading 2 chapters, quote unquote, 2 chapters extra of the manga just to see and being disappointed. Yeah, no, I'm gonna read something better.
Yeah,
I'm gonna read something trashy but fun and decent. And while Remington would still probably hate whatever trashy shonen I pick up next, at least it won't make me as angry as this does. But with that in mind, thank you all so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. If you enjoy Remington, essentially solidifying and supporting everything I hate about this particular manga's works, then please head on over to wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a review. They mean the world to us, and we do read every single one. And if that is still not enough for you, twitch.tv/anime out of context, where myself, Dylan, and Remington occasionally play video games very poorly. And if that is still not enough for you, patreon.com/anime out of context, where you get access to all kinds of lovely bonus material, including the opportunity to be thanked live on the podcast. And it's got to be said, gang, we're getting closer and closer to our big month of bonus content, so be ready for that.
It's coming, baby.
It's a doozy. I definitely haven't been actively working on and recording things for it because of Remington for the past couple months. My life has not been hell. I cannot emphasize enough. It has not been a constantly working hell. It's been great. It's been wonderful. But so, Rem, who are we thanking this week?
Well, as always, we would like to send our regards to all of our blind bitch protagonists, as well as our magical girls, who we really appreciate. But moving on, we get to our yandere waifus, who are shooting us with non-lethal bullets. And on that list, we have, if Judy gets knocked up and it isn't a Shaun cameo, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. All right, I don't mean to interrupt so early, but to sort of zero in on this.
Are you saying when you watched Zootopia 2?
When watching Zootopia 2, if Judy Hopps gets pregnant, what you need is for there to be, I suppose, a sex scene where we negotiated with Disney to get Shaun, animated Shaun, to or live action.
Roger Rabbit it, reverse Roger Rabbit it.
Have a Roger Rabbit sex scene with Judy, and then look, Shaun understands that Judy needs to act, all right, needs to perform, all right. He understands. He ain't a jealous bitch, all right, because she always comes back home to him.
Okay. I didn't realize that our relationship was very ENM at the time. Or
sometimes I'll ask Shaun how his night's going. He'll just look me dead in the eyes and he'll be like rabbits. I'll be like, okay, I understand. I get it.
Yeah, this podcast is going to be the reason I'm single forever.
Like rabbits. Next we have, I finally listened to all 380 plus episodes. Take my money. Can Rem talk about the time Elijah has bears from all those kids? Getting off once, take Shaun's hobbits to Isengard, wink wink. Rem admitting to going to Rule 34 Redamon. Shaun blocked my cock. Hope you didn't forget about your vampire past. Princess Alice is sleepy. Ryan Moody, week 25 of using my Patreon name to request Code Geese. Boring Siren, Sparcy, that time I reincarnated as a podcast host and forced to weeb. I'm mostly alive. Shaun indoctrinating Xavier into his MAGA-fueled, glizzy-gloinking, red-pilled philosophy. Swaraj Verdi, Jake Dent, Wolfire56, The Nerd 98, Lucky Stars, the King of Moe, fucking God. Shaun, would you rather be a woman or Chinese?
I'm not gonna answer that. That's not a question I can answer without getting canceled. That's not gonna.
I can't believe I made a count for this. Westgate, Bento Kato, replaying the entire Anime Out of Context playlist for a third time. It helps me sleep. Remington is right. Kim Jong-un's cuck chair gooning to Red Pill Rollins, 2 hours of Rem and Trans Shaun making out as ASMR for episode 400, Beach episode and harem supporter, right Shaun? Red Venom, a moody piece of trash, Seraphim the Shark plushie, Dylan Appreciation Day, Aisha Gudgy, Blarf, Macaroni Uchisa, Danielle Wright, the Danish Viking will conquer the world with Rornor Zora as my navigator. Shaun ruined my happy sugar life when he started coming harder than the 12 days will come next month. Get hyped, get horny. Damn right, get hyped, get horny, everybody.
Jesus Christ, what are they implying?
I've hinted at it a couple times, but this is by far the most ambitious 12 days there's ever been. Does that mean it's the best? Well, it's the most ambitious. Is that marketing? Is that how you sell it?
Something like that.
Super Zoo, Erica McCorkle, Shaun Rollins, Link Joe Girl, Shaun wants to give Spoonman a thank and yank, Rem uses the drums of liberation to free all weeps from bad anime, I showed my grandma Ann Shirley and she watched it all by herself, did I turn her into a weeb, my Digimon is Mpreg Red-Pilled Rollins, Daddy Rem tell me that I'm sorry about Shaun's nut, Turbin, the capybara is back and celebrating being tumor-free, hey, congratulations.
Hey, congratulations.
Been playing Pokemon ZA, and it's the most 7 out of 10 game I've played this year, yet I kinda love it. Stacy's mom, Amazing Muffin. Watching Requiem for a Spoonman at 0.5 speed. King Rich Rock. Pro tips out of context is run out of things. Post will come back soon. Rhiannon Williams. Titan CNH. The Susanator. Rock Hard for Geodudes. I Meet the Doctor. Yandere Neko. Anime. Pharmaceutical ads always tell you about the serious side effects, but what about the comical ones, wonders Miska? Fern the Fern. G Bottom aka Bear Trap. Shaun Digivol to Cuckmon. Dylan Digivolve to It's Not a Favemon. Rem Digivolve to Horror Buffmon. I'll take Horror Buffmon, way better than Cuckmon.
Yeah, no, I can't help but feel like there was some biases in these name choices.
Rem doesn't completely hate my favorite shows. No waifu, no laifu. I'm making Rem call Shaun ethnic slurs and to bring back the chef no musco to your Shaun, you guelo. Hoomst. Cheese Monkey, Jax, Fenrir Foxwolf, Professor Fox, Jam Hands, Glizzy Gobbler, Red Pill Child Kicker, Rollins, 2028. Buckshin. Farmer Weep wants Patreon members to visit Discord for a special opportunity. Ross Palmer, riding on the struggle bus. Cassidy. And now we move on to the Boy Wizard tier. What are they going to get this week, Shaun?
Aside from disappointment?
Yes.
I see. They are going to get... I mean... Why not give them a constellation? Why not? Because that is the other funny thing, is like constellations were a big part of fairy tale for one particular person's magic, not at all referenced in the space manga. Which I suppose you can't blame too much, but I just find that very, like, comical, as it were.
Yeah.
Alright, so constellation it is.
We have Melnick Suzuki.
You can have Canis Minor.
Dominai Trigun, it will red pill even Rem.
Canis Major.
Titaro is visiting Beijing. Why? Because Shaun said so.
Ursa Major.
Umbrasite.
Ursa Minor.
Rem still needs to watch Bandorian's Maiko and Ave Muchiga, or else Kasumi will keep singing Twinkle Tinkle Little Star.
Let's see. Let's go with Andromeda.
That mouse girl.
Antlia.
Truckun Operator number 42.
Apis.
One Piece live action on episode 400, or Rem gets it.
Jesus Christ. Aquarius.
Sammy K's here to remind you that you just lost the game.
Ara.
Roscoe.
Aries.
Carver 271.
Let's go with Calum.
Spoonman the Aristocrat is here for party quirks.
Copernicus.
Power Cell
Capricornus, excuse me.
There you go.
Got a little mixed up.
Power Cell listens to his girlfriend yell at that he never listens to her. What an odd way to start a conversation.
Cassiopeia.
Monogatari has everything you ever said you want in anime. This week has experimental visuals.
Centaurus.
The great buttball of despair misses you.
Cestus.
Mike.
Columba.
Beethoven 1201.
Corona Australis.
Umtum.
Corvus.
Silent Secondary.
Crucis.
Miguel Deleon.
Delphinus.
And Allfather offers Shaun for a purple pill to nullify at least one of the many red pills he takes every day.
Draco.
And now we move on to the inappropriate Joey Wheeler tier. Where? Oh god, it's so fucking difficult to come up with something decent for a show so fucking generic.
Right.
Where, Shaun will tell you, when you time travel to, and I, as Joey Wheeler, will say what you do there. On that list we have,
I'll assume something heinous was said because you cut out there, so I didn't get the name, but, You are gonna time travel to 1967.
And in 1967. Oh, well, I got some choices to make. All right, I got some fucking choices.
You do have some strong choices to make, sir. I could have chosen a more controversial year if you like.
Look, all right, we'll go on the less controversial end. That's when the Summer of Love was, right? Yeah, we'll go with it. You're attending the Summer of Love, baby, getting it on everywhere. Next up we got follow animated context on Blue Sky. If Shaun does follow the Blue Sky, then Rem gets another day for April Fools. Ubab.
You can have 2016.
You get to hang out with Shaun as he votes, and he's very, very pleased with his vote. I will.
Hey, Doug, nobody was pleased with any of their votes that year.
Ain't that the truth? Then we got...
And I will also say, you had the chance to do a Harambe bit and you missed it. People are going to be sad.
No, unfortunately, Harambe dying it's a canon event. Nothing you can do about it. Then we
the
load
doctor
the gun.
said so.
Then we got load the gun, make her eat the tape in the bathroom mirror, see if she can guess what a hollow point does to a naked body. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Shocking. You can have 1771.
And in that, you're gonna go around being like, hey guys, I don't know. I think the king's kinda neat. I think he's kinda cool. And last but not least, we have shout out to my girl Jenna.
You can have 1899.
And in 1899, what you're gonna be doing is you are gonna be pranking the shit out of the people with the first cameras, all right? And you're gonna blow their fucking gourds. Thank you all for tuning in. If you want to reach out for a comment, question, feedback, or recommendation, you can send an email over onto animeoutofcontext@gmail.com.
Thanks again, guys. Well, what the fuck? That's not how I do that. I got distracted by something. What the hell? That was weird.
Goddamn Shaun, looking at some explicit images on his other monitor that his brain ain't functioning the right way.
Well, it's not explicit. It's actually the next episode notes. Don't worry about it. Once again, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. We love and appreciate you very, very much. And as always, don't fuck your sister.
Do 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 do. Fuck you, Tony.